Clare Bodybuilders are working to revive Ireland's National Bodybuilding Federation, aiming to rebuild structure and support for athletes competing both at home and internationally. And among those leading the effort is the Clare athlete Ewelina Hrynkiewicz-Kucybala, who recently returned from the European Championships with 2 silver medals. Ewelina, very good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining me.
Thanks for having me again.
We were chatting off air about when you've previously been in, and you would have joined us before talking about going to compete in Tokyo at championships and trying to raise funds to get there, and part of that is not having a national federation that kind of look after all of this side of things to help athletes get over there. Before we get to trying to revive the national federation though, well done on the Europeans.
Thank you so much. 2 silver medals for Ireland. Very proud of it.
And a very competitive field, I would say.
Yes, so in both categories that I took part in, that was the age category and the height category, we had semi-finals and finals. So first you have to get into the final, which was a great success for me after a very, very bad 2025 year with an operation and then an accident. So I was happy to be in the finals, and then I stood on the podium one more time and got 2 silver medals. So it's really great success for me.
Well, a big boola bus for you. And another thing we were chatting about off air was that you're the second medal winning athlete I've had in the studio this week. Katie Taylor was in with us earlier in the week as well. Of course, Olympic gold medal in boxing, and an amazing professional career that sounds like it's going to be in front of a sold out Croke Park on the 5th of September. But I think there's a contrast there between the support that our boxers have received from the National Federation, and we see how many medals Ireland wins in boxing now, particularly at Olympics, and that contrast with bodybuilding, where you're trying to revive a national federation. So tell us about how difficult it is to try and be successful and win medals at European Games and more besides, despite not having a national federation to provide support and assistance.
Yes, the big issue in bodybuilding in Ireland is that there is no government support, there is no financial support for any bodybuilding federation, but so everything that we do is from our own pocket. We have to get the money for the flights, especially the international competitions. It involves flights, hotel bookings, the entry fees, and everything just builds up. And I think that that's part of the reason why the Irish Federation, IFBB, actually is in need of revival at the moment.
And can you tell us, Ewelina, how long has the federation been dormant, and when it was around, how helpful was it? You
see, we're thinking like, what was the reason why it's all gone down, really? So I think the main reason was COVID. And then since then, there was less financial support, so the shows have been cancelled, and there was no transparency as for the judging criteria. So we are all trying to kind of start from scratch, be very transparent, get as much funds as possible, because it is all sponsors. There is no other means of like getting the money, because as I said, there is no support from the government in Ireland for bodybuilding.
Yeah, so your success comes in spite of the lack of support and not because of support. You are amongst the Clare Bodybuilders trying to revive the National Federation. I would imagine that goes just beyond bodybuilders from Clare. Is it a countrywide effort? Give us a sense of how roughly, is it a lot of people involved in this? What is it going to take to revive the federation?
Yes, so our current president, which is Igor Sidarchuk, he's our current president, and he's organizing everything. We have honorary president Mick Bowman, who is the soul of Irish bodybuilding. It all goes back to 50s and 60s, so there is a great history in Irish bodybuilding. Then in 81, Republic of Ireland Federation, Bodybuilding Federation came to life, and that was between Dublin people and Limerick people. I have to mention Shay Dunphy, Des McGregor from Dublin, and Mick Bowman from Limerick. And Mr. Bowman is like the soul of bodybuilding, and he's still supporting us with his presence, with his advice, and there is more people that are either current still competitors or previous competitors. They just have so much love for the sport, and
is there an optimism there that the RIBBF can be revived?
I'd say there is. Like, we've started the Instagram page from scratch again. So if you want to have a look at IFBB_Ireland and follow us, because it's a beginning of a new page. We believe it's the beginning of a new. It's like we're starting
a new
from
dawn for Irish bodybuilders.
Exactly. Yes. So we want to support the federation by our involvement, and there is quite a few of us that really are focused on reviving it.
Okay, well, we wish you well with that. You're just back from the Europeans, 2 silvers, brilliant performance. I don't know, is there a rest period? Just briefly, what's next on the horizon for you in terms of competition? And as you mentioned earlier on, the more support, the better. If businesses want to get behind you, how can they do so?
Yes, so my next competition is the end of October, the beginning of November. It's the World Championship in Spain, and then I am planning to do Mr. Universe in Portugal. That's the beginning of December. And as for Irish bodybuilding, we are planning to go back to Springs Classics, which would be the competition that qualifies you for Europeans for next year. So we are.
And if businesses want to get in touch with you and say, hey, Ewelina, you're performing really well, here's some money to help you perform even better.
Oh yeah, you like any help is welcome, be it like for individual competitors like myself, or for the federation. So any help will help. Any help is welcome.
Okay.
We're looking for like somebody to help us with a new website, but any financial help, or if there is any prizes that we can give away during the competition, it's all welcome.
We urge people to get in touch with you, and we think we'd all get into bodybuilding if it meant we could spend October in Spain and December in Portugal. That is for sure. Ewelina Hrynkiewicz-Kucybala, thank you very much for joining us this morning.